What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Scene Snobs Reviews, and we were talking about Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now, I love the Mission Impossible series. It's probably my favorite action series going on, and for 30 years, we got 8 great films. That's right, even this one, The Final Reckoning, which is the full conclusion of Ethan Hunt's whole journey from beginning to end. I absolutely enjoyed this movie, but it is not one of my favorites in the series. I will have to say that. I did enjoy it, but at the same time, this was one that kind of elevated the stunts and escalated a lot of the nostalgia for the entire series, rather than kind of creating more characterization with the new characters they're adding and build on the story a little bit more. One of the things I always really liked about the Mission Impossible movies, and especially when I go back and watch the old TV show, is how you get a lot of connection between the team and how they're all kind of going to plan and get ready and then go perform these huge stunts and things like that. Now this one tended to kind of focus more on the stunts, and let me tell you though, they are magnificent stunts. They are truly fantastic. Tom Cruise at 62, 63 years old doing these stunts is amazing. You cannot take anything away from him. In my opinion, he's probably the last great American movie star. True movie star as we know it and what it was in the past, because now it's a little bit different. But this man pushes it to the brink. Now, I do have a couple of things with this that it just I think it focused a little bit more on, like I said, first movie, whereas you could have expanded because the entire series really builds out. Now, they go to the third movie a little bit, but everything else is connected, but I feel like you could have really put everything together, sort of how the Daniel Craig James Bond movies did. I find those movies very much to be sort of a parallel, maybe storyline to these. They very much influenced each other through the years. But I gotta tell you, Tom Cruise really did build a great franchise here, and I have to give him most of the credit because he took it and he ran with it. Yeah, he wasn't the one who started it, but he was the one that came up and finished it at the finish line. Ving Rhames was there from beginning to end the journey, and it was great to see him, and his storyline with Luther was fantastic. Of course, Benji is back with Simon Pegg, who joined in the third movie, and it was great to see him. He's a full-fledged member, becomes a team leader at some point, and I love to see it. They build out a new team. Haley Atwell plays really well with Tom Cruise, although I did like Rebecca Ferguson more, and before that, Michelle Monaghan, which they do touch on. It's his ex-wife, and it's cool to be able to see that, but I kind of wish that there was still a connection, considering this is supposed to be the final one, and it does kind of tie everything together. Now, they do mostly focus on that first movie and how it's connected to this movie and how everything plays out, and it was kind of cool to see, especially when we get Ralph Saxon in there, and he's still playing the same CIA analyst from the Black Vault back in the day, and we see what happened to him now. Shea Wingham is in the movie, and I absolutely love him whenever he shows up, but he actually plays a character connected to the series very much as well, and it's beautifully put together. I really did enjoy this movie. The stunts, like I said, are fantastic, but I just wish it was a little bit shorter. Maybe they didn't have too many big stunts all at once, because there's a lot of stuff that has to go through, but at points, it sort of drags. It drags to show you the scope of the epicness of all of these things, these missions he has to go on to retrieve all of the MacGuffins that he has to go throughout the entire movie. And it just takes a little too long sometimes. It kind of sometimes felt like Tom Cruise was really this was for him, and to kind of put a little shine and focus on him in the series. And I just don't know if I needed that, At the end of it, I was a little bit disappointed with how the end kind of came about. It's not really bookended. It's kind of left open. And I thought this might be the final one. Spoiler alert, I don't know if it's going to be or not. Maybe Tom Cruise is done. Maybe he walks away, but the world is still sort of open to it. And ultimately, when it comes down to the story, it was very much a John Henry type of story. The man versus the machine, and what that's sort of going to look like. That's why overall, I did love this movie. I will be watching it again. I think it's a great way to end this entire franchise of stories with Tom Cruise and Ethan Hunt. But if they do go on, I don't know that I'd be upset, but just shorten those movies. Maybe just stick to 1 or 2 stunts instead of a plethora of them and a huge amount of buildup. Other than that, I think this movie was fantastic, and I give it a 3.5 out of 5 mics. Let me know what you guys think about it. I'd love to talk about it some more. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Sound off. All right, everybody, I'm Mick Manhattan from the Scene Snobs. Let's talk about it. Remember to follow for more. Check out the Scene Snobs channel. Love for you to subscribe there, because we have tons of stuff going on where we review, talk about movies, the whole 9 yards on podcasts, movie reviews, classic to new, and everything in between. Thanks so much for all the support. I truly appreciate it. Until next time, everybody, remember to be kind to each other, take care of yourselves, because that's important, and stay groovy, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.